What's up, guys? Chromathos here, along with
Tiny
and welcome back. What we're going to end up doing with this video, we're going to go ahead and have another one of our staff one-on-ones. This again is with Tiny T. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm hungry and really tired.
We are hungry. We haven't eaten all day.
And I was woken up 2 hours ago. I don't like that.
Well, yeah, that's true. So you've been gaming for a good while, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can remember, what was the first game that you remember playing?
Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam?
Yeah.
Did you like that game?
Yeah. You are what you eat from your head to your feet.
So, what are some of the earlier games that you remember playing besides Pajama Sam?
Life, the video game. There's another one. Bubble Pop.
I remember that one.
That one was
fun.
really fun. And then I played with my neighbors and my brothers. Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. That one was really fun for a couple of kids that were kind of maniacs.
How old were you?
Oh, I was probably 6.
Yep. Again, nothing like little kids, shooting a hooker in the face.
No, what we did is that we would just use one of the cheat codes to get a helicopter. Then we'd fly it as high as we could, and we would just throw him out of the helicopter, no parachute, and we just see him fall wherever he was at. Sometimes he fell into like a canal, other times straight onto the pavement.
Ragdoll physics, they're always amazing, aren't they?
They're beautiful.
So I take it you're not 6 anymore.
No.
You're far beyond 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that time, you've played plenty of games.
Yes.
So what are your personal top 5 games that you've played?
That's kind of hard. Well, no, not really. Number 5, Pajama Sam. That's always been one that I will always consistently go back to. Number 4, San Andreas. Oh, just those two. Really nice memories. And then for number 3, it'll have to be the toss-up between 2 games.
Which ones?
So Loco Roco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that game. And the Sims game that's on the PSP.
Okay.
So those ones, I can't really decide which one's going to be, number 4, but I'll just put them in the same category.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 3 is The Sims Island Living. That's the one on the PS2.
Okay.
So I really like that one. And then the Sims game, like just regular PC Sims. I just love that one a lot. And then you've heard me talk about it a lot, but I love Skyrim.
Okay. So for The Sims, I know that you've played that one for years. Any specific one that's been your absolute favorite?
I will play The Sims 4
Mm-hmm.
constantly, but the one that has my heart is The Sims on the PSP because it's a really weird plot line. Like, you just arrive in this like town and you don't know what's going on. Everyone's like, "Who are you?"
Mm-hmm.
And aliens and a cow.
Well, all right. Aliens and a cow.
I don't know how that, it's weird.
So what games are you playing right now?
So right now I am playing Smite because I was forced into that.
Uh-huh.
I've gotten back into playing Loco Roco, Terra, and Spyro, the new version of Spyro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the games that I've gotten into.
Okay. So which one of those do you enjoy the most?
Terra.
Terra?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you enjoy about Terra?
I really enjoy the grinding with it. I just like to find different, I guess, just the different abilities and how I can make my character better and, better than everyone else's character, because why not?
Okay. All right. So I know that you play different types of games. What type of games do you actually prefer?
Story-driven games.
So things like, let me see. What would be a good example of a story-driven game that you actually like?
The Last of Us.
Okay, so those type. Okay.
So I also like open world games where you don't have to go and do the the main storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I can go and do a random quest about picking up a spoon or whatever.
So it's kind of like is it like a toss up between story driven games and RPGs?
Yes.
Okay, because I know that with story driven games, obviously, you do the entire story. Have you ever played the Game of Thrones one?
No.
You should. It's
No.
actually really fun. It's by the same makers of
I know it's by Telltale.
yeah.
So
So that might be a game that you might be interested in.
yeah, well, the other games for Telltale, obviously the Walking Dead games.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea why, but they have a little part of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've never really played the games, I've seen the gameplay, which I always do that one, but I have tried a little bit of the gameplay, and I like how simple it is.
Mm-hmm.
You make decisions, and those decisions impact the characters and the rest of the story,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is really interesting.
So with that one, I think Clementine begin is the main character for season 2, I believe, right? Or is it season 3? No, it's season 2.
It's season 2, but she's kind of also the main character for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we look at, I don't remember his name,
It's okay, neither do I.
her caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
I like the dynamic that they have between the two,
Mm-hmm.
because it's really like a father-daughter situation.
Right.
And sometimes there's a hit and a miss in like other games,
Mm-hmm.
but I do really like how they did that. And I've never seen The Walking Dead like at all.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I like that type of concept for zombies and how there are different ways that you can make them,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, I guess, play those type of games because they do scare me. I'm startled really easily.
But wasn't one of your favorite games?
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it is. I that was actually the second one on my list. I don't know why I changed it to whatever game it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I freaking love Left 4 Dead. Part of it is just because I would play it all the time with El Mook.
Mm-hmm.
That is just one of the games that we just sit down. It's always on the Xbox.
Yep.
We had it on the Xbox 360, and we had Adele 21 downloaded onto it, so we could listen to it. So whenever we were gonna do like a little session,
Mm-hmm.
we'd always start out playing that song. I have no idea. Well, I actually have a reason why. It's because I startled easily. We just kind of put that over, and
That honestly is a weird combo of game to music.
It is, but it helped me just kind of stay a little bit more calm. But you can still hear me in our room just screaming the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. He would like support me, and I would just go in with like melee weapons
Mm-hmm.
and just like whack them. It could be like with a freaking baseball bat, or like a katana, or like an axe.
Now, you did mention earlier that you didn't really play The Walking Dead a lot, but you did end up watching a lot of gameplay. So, whose gameplay do you watch more? Like, what creator do you watch the most gameplay?
So right now, I do watch Jacksepticeye and Markiplier.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was watching The Walking Dead, I was watching a Cryotix version of The Walking
Okay.
Dead because he gets super into the game
Mm-hmm.
and super emotional about the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that like sometimes you don't really see that with a lot of um, gaming personalities.
Right. Okay. So, I know that you read a lot.
Yes.
You're about as avid a reader as I am. From the books that you've read, from when you were younger, even to the high school books, what is a book that you would like to see as a game?
You already know the one that I would like to see as a game. It would be the Percy Jackson series.
Mm-hmm.
But I for that I'd rather play like a character within the camp and not the main characters. It would be super awesome if you could be like a supporting character for the main characters, but I don't want to play as like Percy or Annabeth or any of those within like the main plot line within the books.
Mm-hmm.
If I could just go and explore the world and then the camp and just explore the Roman camp and everything else that just came out like 6 or 7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
just within like the story and the world, the universe of the game,
Mm-hmm.
that would be awesome. But I'm just glad that we're gonna get a screen adaptation that's better than the one that we got.
So it's funny. I know that you probably haven't played DC Heroes Online, right?
No.
So the real cool thing about that is you have the DC heroes, everybody that's part of the Justice League, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and all of them. So on this game, you actually don't get to play as any of them. You basically get to create your own superhero, or sometimes even your own supervillain, and you can go ahead and model them after those heroes. So it can be just a regular human, or it can be a superhuman, or it can be an Amazonian, or whatever. So it kind of sounds to me like that would be something that you would like to get into with the Percy Jackson books.
Yeah, well, I ended up
So,
talking to you about it before because
mhm,
it's I can play it on the Switch, which I recently got, and let me tell you, one of the best purchases I've ever had. And I bought the PS4 like a month or two before that.
mhm,
But I mean that sounds really interesting considering I love the DC universe.
mhm,
Just when it comes to Batman,
right, yeah,
because it's just Batman in that entire like little world.
mhm,
Even though there's Superman, Wonder Woman, the Flash, Green Lantern,
mhm,
like all of, I think those characters are interesting, but Batman will forever have my heart because he's an angsty orphan that's rich. He has no powers whatsoever, and
I
he's
mean
sad,
that's true.
and he's like use what spite as a motivator.
So in other words, he's the perfect Gen Z kid.
Yes, and what I want to be, but like with my parents.
Well, you can't be an orphan superhero if you have parents.
Exactly.
Part of the title.
So I run off a spite. So if someone tells me I can't be a hero, I'll just be like, okay, well, yes, I can. I'll prove you wrong.
So what other hobbies besides gaming do you have?
Okay. Well, there's obviously reading. I read a lot. I haven't read as much as I want to recently, but I read a lot. There are certain books that I really like, be it classical books or newer books, what have you. Any hobbies right now? I just sit on my butt, watch YouTube, and listen to music.
It's a very nice hobby.
And technically, I exercise a lot,
Hmm.
considering where I work at. So that's a mandatory hobby.
I wouldn't call that a hobby. I would call that having a job.
That's true, but I like my job, so
So do you like painting?
yeah. Actually, I don't know why I forgot about that.
Okay. So and you also like writing a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hobbies:
Yes.
painting and writing
Yeah.
and reading.
Yeah.
All
And sitting
right.
on my butt watching YouTube.
That's more of a free time kind of thing.
I have a lot of free time, so it's
Mm,
probably a hobby.
we all do. So with level up, regarding level up, what's something that you're actually looking forward to with level up?
I said in one of the earlier interviews that I really just would love to see a lot of the community outreach because where we're at, um, there's just like there are some kids who feel kind of like outcasts because that's how I felt when I was in high school,
Hmm.
that they can't be as nerdy as they want to.
Hmm.
Whereas with Level Up, we're a bunch of nerds. We're a group of 5 nerds gonna make a oh well 6 nerds. Sorry about that.
I'm just saying.
A group of 6 nerds just making a little business of one of the things that we love.
Hmm.
And so I mean, what more can you have? Maybe opening a comic book shop or something else, but
I'm just saying it's going to be part of it, but whatever. So what do you want to see level up do in the future?
Hmm, that's a really good question because I've said community outreach,
Hmm.
but I think I just love to see how the business would grow actually.
Hmm.
Just to, I guess, witness something like that because that'll be really cool. Because I've seen, I have been, I guess, around something that was established, and I have been the inaugural, like, been a part of that
Hmm.
since the beginning, and so I love that journey. But also at the same time, I know I'm going to be a guinea pig to that journey.
Right. So not to make it as cryptic, but what you're talking about is you were the first class for your school.
Yeah.
So before the year that you joined that school was just not around.
Hmm.
And they took you from your grade school into high school. You were the first inaugural high school graduating senior class.
Yep.
So what you're talking about is, yes, I do understand. You guys were the group of guinea pigs because that school was more or less figuring out how to do things,
Mm-hmm.
and looking to see how things were properly done with your class. So the thing about that with a business, they're not both mutually exclusive. The guinea pig part.
Mm-hmm.
We actually just get to try all kinds of new things.
Yeah, I was actually going to retract my statement a little bit, but I do like how we're going to start out as a little small group and then just branch out within our area. Um, so that would be really cool just to see. And then just to see all of the little things that we're going to get rid of, all of the little things that we're going to add onto it. And we're talking a lot about merchandising and pricing and stuff like that right now.
Right.
And including with the channel itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a series with AJ right now,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're just doing things that we like on that series.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing the Smite series where he kind of covers the gods and their abilities and things like that, and I'll go and I'll cover the lore behind it.
Right. So that actually really leads up to the next follow-up question: is what are you working on now? So give a little bit more detail as to what you're working on. So it's still going to be part of the 60-second smite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are you going to be covering for that?
So sometimes it's going to be the history of the character.
Mm-hmm.
Other times it's really about gods. There are some historical figures that are in that. Um, if you technically count Achilles as a historical figure.
Well, I mean, there were stories written about him, so yeah.
But there are stories written about the other gods.
Right.
So it's just how well placed they are in history. But I'm been super into gods since the Percy Jackson series actually came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been one of the biggest loves that I've had, and why I wanted to go into teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Go into writing, go into history, what have you. But with that specifically, I can just go and do everything that I want and learn about new gods because I only know about like the Greek and Roman pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
So just going out and like learning about Norse gods or like Russian gods or anything like that, folk tales, whatever, that is something that I'm super excited about. Just because I get to learn more and then I get to just grow my passion about it.
And that's I know you haven't really seen the video that we've done yet. It hasn't come out yet as the recording of this one, but that is one of the things that I touch on mine. That's one of my goals is to make sure that you guys and your needs are being met with Level Up. At least your personal goals and your professional goals. I want to make sure that you guys are excited to come into work. And I'm actually glad that right now you're working on something, even right now at the inaugural process of Level Up. I'm glad that you're actually working on something that you're really enjoying.
Yeah, I'd rather work on something that I love versus something that I'm like,
Indeed.
getting a part of, but not really into it.
Right. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Do you want to add anything else?
I don't know. We're a little ragtag group of people who are, been around you guys since God knows when.
You were a wee kid.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's fun working with you guys.
Thank you.
And hopefully that whole work and play thing will be a little bit different because I've worked with Care Bear before. So that one's, I like the little dynamic that we have. And so just working with you guys, I hope I can get something like that.
Yep. Well, obviously, that's going to be something that we're really going to work hard on achieving. Make sure that that the family stays together, even through our professional paths. So we'll go ahead and call it a day for now. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Look at our at the description. You're gonna go ahead and see a couple of fun links that you guys can go ahead and click on. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, on TikTok. We're gonna be doing
Facebook,
that.
Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, and that's also the thing that you're in charge of too, by the way. If you guys want to have more interaction with Tiny T, go ahead and reply to any of those. Comment on anything that we post on TikTok, Twitter, any of our social media accounts, and you'll have a direct link with Tiny T.
Yeah, and I'll even reply to your comments on YouTube too.
Indeed. All right. Have a good one.
Bye!